our show today. The guest is Dr. RWinbush, the director of the Race Relations Institute at Fisk University. And Dr. Winbush, during this last few minutes that we have here, let's give you an opportunity to sort of summarize some of the things that went on at the Race Relations Institute, and to talk about perhaps the impact that some of these things had, sort of a free discussion in reference to that.
Well, there's been a number of things. One of the things I've been very pleased with is we had several people meet here about the Encyclopedia Africana. If you know the history of Du Bois, one of the things that W.B. Du Bois, when he died in Ghana and is buried there, he wanted to create a set of books that would define on a global level the issues of blacks in the world. And he wanted to call it the Encyclopedia Africana. Well, 3 volumes were published before his death in the early 1960s. So we met with a group of scholars from Michigan State, the children of Du Bois, as well as the children of Nkrumah, who had invited him. They were there, and we're going to be announcing in a few weeks, perhaps, and in fact, not perhaps, but we're going to be announcing a relationship between Fisk University and Michigan State to complete this set of books that Du Bois had envisioned. That's a tangible. I think another thing is that we've seen a lot of people just networking with each other. Kimba Smith's father, who is a woman who is incarcerated, and been a lot of publicity about her case, 24 years in a prison because of not selling drugs, but being involved with somebody, so-called mandatory sentencing law. Well, we were able to hook her father up with members of the White House and the Justice Department. I think one of the biggest values of the Institute, and I understand now better what Johnson did, he had people put together who ordinarily wouldn't be talking to each other about racial matters, and put them together in the same room. James Earl Jones, the actor, is teaming up with Natalie and Ron Days from Nickelodeon show Gullah Gullah. They're going to be working together. They met at the Institute. So I think the value is the networking. We've got an internet site, www.fiskrri.org, in which you can see all of this information. People really wrestle. I mean, there were some very, tough moments when people were really dialoguing about race. But I've heard from several of the white participants, black participants, saying this was one of the most valuable discussions they had ever participated in, and we're going to do it again, too.
I think it was a great lesson in diversity more than anything, not only for Fisk, but for the entire community and the entire world.
It truly was, and I think that some of the reports have been misleading in the local press about there were no white people here. The fact of the matter is that, believe it or not, people of color and whites can have dialogues about race. I think oftentimes some non-well-meaning whites will feel that if a lot of white people aren't there, it's not legitimate. I don't think that's true at all. I think there's also been, we've been very, fortunate to be able to connect with people on a national level. We had several brigadier generals from the U.S. Army coming down to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the celebration of the desegregation of the Army, and we're going to be working with the Army closely on some issues that they're having problems with relative to race in the ranks.
And so this has an impact all over.
Oh, it's a ripple effect. And economically, I mean, small though it may be, it has a financial, incentive that, people spend their money when they come down there. And I'm sure the Chamber of Commerce is interested in that, but having a conference that lasts as long as it does, 6 days, we booked out hotels like, Maxwell House and others here.
Okay, you've got that kind of financial. Let's sort of talk about that, the impact that has.
Well, it does, because people spend their money at conventions, and you want to court, that. I think what's interesting also is that it provides black colleges, a chance to be in the spotlight about what they have done and what they can do historically in this country. So the financial impact is significant on Nashville in the sense that it brings people, it introduces people here. A lot of people who had never been here before said, we think about having a convention here. So it's a long-term ripple effect on the economy of the city as well.
Well, now, Doctor, during these last 2 minutes that we have here, let's give you an opportunity to sort of summarize some of the things that you'd like to leave with our audience today, and then we'll close it out for the day.
Well, for one thing, if you missed the Institute, one thing that you can do is go to www.tfisk.org timradio, TIMRADIO.com, and you can actually, we put on site several of the in full living color. We can tell you how to download the software to see it, but you can actually see and hear some of the sessions that we had. One of the most popular sessions that we had there was the one with James Earl Jones. Chuck B from the rap group Public Enemies was very popular as well. So Dick Gregory's was very popular. So you can make all of that available. Another thing, you can simply call the Institute at Fisk University, and we have tape recorded all of the sessions, both video and audio. Those are available for purchase. And I'm not trying to advertise, but we're in the process of, fundraising as well. And so you can still get a lot of the information that you may have missed, at the Institute.
Well, Dr. Winbush, over this last half minute that we have here, let me thank you for bringing us that excellent information about the Race Relations Conference here at Fisk University. And again, I think you've assured us that you bring the same quality of information with you today as you brought with us the first time that we talked about the endangered African-American males with you. But certainly we want to thank you and know how very, very busy you are, and that you did take the opportunity to come down and to bring us this information. And perhaps even though you don't have these conferences annually, we'll talk with you the next time you're ready to do so. And we'll be back with you next week. Until the next time, thank you and good morning.
Tonight, after the world's funniest, it's the most